All right, congratulations for making it this far. So we got our form done, we got the spreadsheet, and we got our little letter that the teachers are going to receive. Now we need to actually run our script. So we're going to go into Tools. Again, I'm in the old form of Google Sheets. It's called Autocrat YouTube for my sake. Then we're going to go to Script Gallery. And you want to search for Autocrat. And you're going to install. You have to do this process for every time you're going to do a new sheet, and give it authorization to access your account, and you accept it. And now once you see it's installed, we can close it. Okay, notice Autocrat is up here. Go to Autocrat. We're going to run our configuration. Let's take you step by step by running through everything. It's asking me for the template. What do I want teachers to receive when I hit submit? So this is where we have to find that file we just made up. It was a document, and there's my top one because I just made it. I select that one. Okay, and there's my teacher letter, and there's my tags that we were talking about before. I like this one, so I save settings. Go to step 2. Select the sheet that has my data, and looking down the bottom, it's form responses 1. Save that. 3 I just leave alone, and I hit submit. Step 4, this is where I was recommending that you make sure this stuff matches up correctly. So it's looking for a teacher name in that letter document, and we have to match it up with the column headers in this spreadsheet. So I need to look for teacher name, lesson plans available. So I have a couple on here, so I'm just going to pause the video for a second and match all these up. Okay, and you can see on the left that all my merge tags match up with sheet headers on the sheet. And we hit save. Hopefully we won't have any errors. Okay, and now merge type. There should be a lot more options here. If you don't see them, you have to first check off Save Merge Files to Docs. I like to put everything in a new merged document folder, which is going to be a folder within that folder we made before. And this is going to be the PDF file name that we're going to get. All these little blue things starting with the $sign means it's going to pull info from that cell and make it customizable. So I want to call it administrator reviewing a teacher on a date. So it's going to start off with administrator reviewing, or their name. So let's say the administrator was Mr. Johnson. It would appear as Mr. Johnson, and we're going to Control V. Mr. Johnson walk through for teacher name. So I copy my teacher name. Let's say Mr. Johnson and Mr. Smith. So it's a Mr. Johnson walkthrough for Mr. Smith on the file. And we're going to do the timestamp, because once I hit submit, that teacher will know and remember what date and time administration came through. So let's say this happened on June 5th. It would say Mr. Johnson walked through for Mr. Smith on so-and-so date. Do make sure that's a PDF file. I like to save links because in the document you can click on and right go to the file. And we want to email this document. Definitely the person that needs to receive that email is that teacher email from up top. So we're just going to copy that. Copy. If I wanted to have it also go to the administrator who's doing that, I have that box in there for administrator email. Control C, Control V. You can also type additional emails if you want. Just separate them by a comma. Maybe a department head that should get all these, or a curriculum coach, whatever. And I want the email subject to be the same thing as the file name. So that way when the teacher gets this email, they know exactly what they are getting. Unfortunately, whoever is on your school who created this file, it's going to say that it's coming from them. in your email box. So, for example, mine's going to say it came from Jay Gorseski at G blah 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 blah, even though I'm not the administrator doing the walking through, or that I'm even administrator. And a short note, I'd like to start off with thanks so much for letting me come by today. Click the PDF file for the full review, because this is what's going to appear in the teacher's email. Okay, we got that PDF file, and finally, most important, trigger merge on the form submit. And we save. Settings, script is running. Okay, now it's going to merge. We want to see if it's going to preview. So I'm going to tell it to run the merge now. Depending how much data you have, it can go a little while. And if you see now, I had these boxes in black. Those were added. Okay, and it successfully merged. Sometimes it takes a little while, but I could check my email in just a moment. You can see now with those, remember those dollar signs that we had in front of those tags? It's now turned those dollar signs into data that I had in those cells, and it merged into a new file name. I can click on this link, and it's going to be stored on my drive. And this is the PDF file that that teacher will receive. Noticed all those little less than brackets, less than greater than brackets have now turned into our words. And let's see if that email came through. And there's my walkthrough. As a teacher, I'd read that little message. I will click on the PDF file. Did it go? Yeah, and it went through the other one too. This would be the teacher, or I'm sorry, the administrator. So both teacher and administrator had the file sent to them. And it was fully customizable. And let's try and do this again. So basically it's all set up now so that the second that the administrator does that walkthrough, they hit submit, the script will run on its own. The teacher will receive a PDF file telling them what they did for the day during that walkthrough. Can you just imagine the power of a tool like this, where your teachers can get that immediate feedback and you can go around and take care of more business faster and faster for your administration time? Or what if you might be able to use in your classroom for something else? For example, I had created this something very similar using Autocrat that would notify parents and the teacher running lunch detention whenever a child received lunch detention. And it takes a lot of work. But it's all about getting all your data in a neat row. You can see here just that I've been flying through doing this numerous times, and it has successfully triggered. I can click on each one of these links and it will go into the file stored on my drive. Another thing we can do is go to our drive, actually open up the folder there, and you can see that I now have a folder, create a new merge document folder. And this will have a file of every teacher that I did the walkthrough on. If you also want to double check, we can go to my inbox, and there's all the invites that I received. So every teacher would have been able to receive that file sent to them. If you want to take this a little bit further with your data, and if you know Excel or formulas little well, I like to do something like conditional formatting. So what if I select all my cells and go to Format and Conditional Formatting? And let's say the text contains the word yes, and I want to change the background color to green, and we can save our rules. This knows these are good things that I can focus on some more positive. Or let's say if we add another rule under Format, Conditional Formatting, and let's say it was the word no. That way I know I need to focus on that some more with that teacher, so we can maybe make that one red. So as we start to analyze this, there's other things you could do with sheets if you didn't realize before. You have a summary responses page connected to this where you can see pie graphs and know which teachers are doing which areas that they need to focus on. By the way, please don't pay attention to the names. I just threw them on there. These are all fabulous teachers, I'm sure. Who needs to get more of what data they were missing? This is why before I was talking about those numbers will really help out a lot more. And finally, the last little trick I know about it is to go to Tools and Notification Rules. And let's say you're the instructional coach at your school. You want to be notified whenever an administrator does the walkthrough. You can just hit a user submits the form. You can be emailed right away or daily digest. Unfortunately, this only works for the person that is the owner of the sheet. Well, that's it. So I guess that will save you a lot of time when you start to do walkthroughs now. It's all about going paperless and utilizing that Google Drive tool in your classroom. Hopefully someday soon, Autocrat will be updated to work with the new form of sheets and we don't have to go through all these workarounds. Right now, this is a great way to do it. Maybe you could think of another way that you might be able to use Autocrat in your classroom or your class or your school to help save on paper and time as well. Until then, have a great day.